Spiky the Hedgehog by Mirabel Cecil. Illustrated by Christina Gascoigne. One morning in autumn, when Spiky the Hedgehog woke up, he found the wood around him busier than usual. Today was the first day back at school, and everyone was scurrying about getting ready. Everyone, that is, except Spiky. He was too young to go to school. "You'll go to school next year," his mother said, to make him feel better. But that did not cheer him up much as he watched his older brother Urchin and big sister Peculiar dashing around. A year was a long time to wait. The last time Urchin and Peculiar came home from school, they told Spiky about all the things that they did there. They swam in the stream, went on nature hunts, planted a little garden and drew pictures. They showed him the pictures and pointed to where they'd written their own names. Spiky was sure he could write his name just as well as his brother and his sister wrote theirs. He got as far as the first letter before his mother called him to wave goodbye. Spiky's mother had a lot to do after the holidays. "Can't you find something to play with?" she asked Spiky. "And don't get dusty." Spiky looked across the fields to the wood where the school was. It did not look very far away. When he jumped up onto a tree stump, he could see it quite clearly. There was only a field or two to cross, and then he would be there. Well, almost. Spiky slipped quietly away. Spiky squeezed through the hedge into the first field. His mother had told him, always keep to the edge of fields because it is safer. But Spiky thought it would be quicker to go straight across. Suddenly he heard a great rumbling, and the earth shook under his feet. Spiky was trembling. He told himself he was shaking just because the ground was moving underneath him. The rumbling noise was coming closer and closer, growing louder and louder. "Is it an earthquake or is it a thunderstorm?" Spiky wondered in alarm. He made himself look around to see what was happening. He saw a big red tractor trundling across the field, carrying swedes for the cows. Spiky could see the great black tyres rolling nearer and flattening everything beneath them. The tractor was almost on top of him. At last, he remembered what his mother had told him to do in times of danger. He rolled himself up as fast as he could into a tight little ball of prickles. Spiky peeped up and saw the huge black tyres roll along on either side of him. He saw the red tractor pass over him. Finally, the wooden slats of the cart behind the tractor went over his head. "Phew!" gasped Spiky, as swedes tumbled down all around him. That was a narrow escape. When the rumbling had faded away, Spiky unrolled himself and waited for his prickles to stop trembling. Then he set off slowly towards the edge of the field. Suddenly, a gaping mouth opened in front of him. Spiky had forgotten that the cows would come to look for their food. The mouth looked large and slimy. In no time at all, Spiky curled himself up into a sharp ball. "Moo!" went the cow crossly as her great tongue hit Spiky's sharp prickles. She spat him out so hard But Spiky rolled and rolled all the way down the hill. And he landed at Urchin and Peculiar's feet. They were on a nature hunt with their class and were pleased to see Spiky, because almost all the things they were looking for were stuck on his prickles. "I'm going to take this pine cone," shouted Peculiar. "And I want this acorn," cried Urchin. They took Spiky to school to see what he had found. These sycamore seeds came from Spiky. "Look at this maple leaf that he found. Have you seen this fir cone? Here are some horse chestnut fruits. Look at these red rowan berries. And I've got red rowan leaves." At the end of the afternoon, Spiky went home with Urchin and Peculiar. He was very proud that he had been to school all by himself. His mother was so glad to see him again that she forgot to be cross with him for running away. He brought her a present, his name written in blackberry ink on a piece of silver birch bark. Spiky said he wrote it all by himself. Do you think that he did? The end.